What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat, and today we're checking out Antihero. We played this game a little while back when it was in like its early access form. I wanted to do an extra episode because the game recently just left early access and it's gone into its 1.0 version. They've added a pretty snazzy campaign to the whole thing that has like little animations and like comics and stuff that go along with it. Nothing too much, but there's definitely some new stuff there. We're not going to be playing the campaign today, however. We're just going to play a quick skirmish, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll play on a random map. We'll have it on normal difficulty, and then we'll just kind of see where it takes us. We can select our avatar. Ooh, this girl looks cool. I'm going to be her. She looks pretty awesome. Yep, I'm going with this girl. I only have like 4 choices, so you can't play Lygrave because he's the bad guy in the campaign, and he's kind of a douchebag. And so, like, I can't be Lygrave. Plus, he doesn't have a bandana. You got to have a bandana. Like, look at him. He's just got the hood. Lightfinger's got the hood, but he's also got the bandana. Ava got the bandana. Thea got the bandana. That means I'm going to... Emma definitely got the bandana. The prominent bandana. That means that anybody with a bandana, I'm more than likely going to pick over anybody that doesn't. We're going to play versus the AI here. And so let's see what it gives us. Alright, so the goal of the game is to get ourselves some victory points. There are guard towers now. I have no idea what those do, so that's a new implementation to the game. It looks like we've also at some point got to steal the jewels out of the wormy pear. If your pear is wormy, I definitely think you should probably bathe more. Might be a good idea. So yeah, it does look like there's actually new objectives that have been added to the game. So if you've never seen Antihero before, the game in and of itself is basically a board game. That's the best way that I would describe it. It's a digital board game in which you've got to collect resources. So lanterns will handle your research, coins will handle your purchases. In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a lightweight Civ type game almost. In that if you think of these over here as your flasks, and like these right here as your hammers, you basically have like the right idea. These 2 little pips above our main character's head are her action points. That's how many things she can do on her turn. And aside from that, there's not a lot we can do in the early game before we unlock more thieving research. So for right now, we can click on any of these buildings and we can just burgle them and take what we want. Alternatively, I believe, oh, that's our headquarters right there. We can also scout on our turn to get rid of some of this fog of war. Anything that has like a shield with a question mark over the top of it is a special building that has a function, and you can take over that, whether it be like a business or a church or like a trade house or anything like that. You can infiltrate it and take over it to get certain bonuses on your turn. I think a pretty good idea might be to hit this up right here, and then we'll burgle that spot right there. That is an estate. That's a little unfortunate. I'm actually not that stoked that it's an estate. I was hoping... Oh, there's a trading house right there. Well, shit, I made a mistake. I was looking for a trading house, and it looks like we had one. See, I've already messed up. Messed up the meta, bro. Messed up the meta. We ain't gonna make it now. I'm gonna give the Master Thief an extra action. If you don't want anything off of your research tree... So we've got 3 research trees. We've got Skullduggery, Sneakery, and Stabbery. The Sneakery tree basically makes Thea better. The Skullduggery tree gives you thugs and brigands and gangsters and bandits and stuff like that that make you have extra, I guess, pieces on the board that all have different functions, kind of Stratego style. And then Stabbery makes it so that you're better at combat and fighting with other guilds, in this case, Lygrave. And so everything in the Stabbery tree is going to make us better at killing off his units. If you don't like anything from any of these trees, you can pass your turn with regards to research, and you can get yourself Charity, which will either give you 4 gold or 2 lanterns. It's your call what you want to do. There is definitely a time where you want to take the research or the money over taking like some of this stuff over here, but for right now I'm going to take a extra AP for my thief. And so there it is. She's got an extra AP. I think that's going to be important because it's going to allow us to scout this trading house right here. And so we'll scout the trading house. That'll give us 2 more coins. With those 2 coins, on the next turn, we'll be able to actually do something. So for right now, we'll leave that where it's at, and that's going to be our turn. I actually played that turn very poorly because I didn't see that trade house right there. I would have done something different had I known. I would have burgled the trade house, and then I would have burgled the house next door as well. And I think that would have been a much better play. Now, the ultimate goal of the game is to fill up your victory point track. If your victory points fill up before your opponent, you win. What you saw pop up over here is an assassination contract. If we kill that individual, we get a victory point. If we buy blackmail from our research by dumping 5 research into here, 5 lanterns, we get a victory point. There are a bunch of different ways to get victory points. Keep your eyes open for them because sometimes they'll be in places that you weren't expecting. This turn, we're going to get urchins. We're going to unlock urchins because little children allow us to take over businesses, apparently. So we can infiltrate them into buildings, and now we're generating research per turn, which we weren't doing before. With the 3 that I have, I am going to burgle my ass off, I think. I think I'm just going to go super hard and try to make as much money as I can while burgling. And then we're also going to scout... Let's scout this block right here. I won't be able to scout the block on this turn, but what I will be able to do is I'll be able to scout the street in front of it so that we can access the block. That's not going to be the end of my turn. Let's go ahead and we're going to create another urchin. That urchin's going to run inside of the trade house. So there it is. If we get 3 urchins inside of there, we'll get 2 research per turn. We don't quite have the cash for right now. I'm already of the opinion the AI actually plays pretty smart in this game. They play pretty well. And so if you mess up your first couple turns, that's when you're like laying the foundation for everything later in the game. I think I've messed that up, and so I think that's going to cause me some problems. It looks like he spent his turn scouting and assassinating a guard, which is kind of an interesting choice. So I'm going to spawn an urchin on this turn. That's going to put us down to 1 gold, but it will allow us to get that trading house filled out, and so now we're generating 2 research per turn, which I think is going to be very important. With the 3 that we have going on right now, I'm going to burgle whatever this is right here. So that's going to be a house that gave us a research. There's another trading house over here. I think it's a pretty good idea for us to hit that really hard and see if we can get that done. The guard tower over on this side, I haven't researched the dagger yet, so that's going to be problematic. But we do have 4 research for right now that we should be able to use. I will take... Oof, I don't know what I want to take right now. There's a couple different things we could do. We could take gangs, and we could start farming up money with our gangs. We can make ourselves better at stealing. We can make our research. I mean, we're already playing the research game, and we're already going pretty hard on research. But research runs out is the problem, is that eventually you're going to run out of research, and then all these lanterns that you have in here are going to be kind of useless. It will allow you to get a lot of victory points from bribes, though, early on in the game. I will go with, I don't want a thug. We'll go with, ooh, my big thing that I'm worried about right now is that I kind of want to get gold. I'm going to get gold. Let's take some cash. I think that's a smart idea because that will allow me to get an urchin, and then I can take this urchin and put him in the trade house to get 1 more research on the next turn. And that's got us at +3 research a turn, which is like crazy good. Normally having like +4 or +3 research a turn means that you are going to dominate the research game. My guess is that he's going to go pretty heavily after cash. And so, yeah, he's going after cash or something right now. I don't know what the nuns is, but I'm going to assume it's a church. If he fills out a church, he gets a victory point and some other stuff. Let's see here. So we've got our character. I could scout down this way and see what's over here. I don't know if that's a good idea, though, or if I should just burgle the night away. It's possible that burglificating might be a better plan. We do need cash. Let me see what I've got going on with my research. So with 7 research, I can get the first bribe. Or I can just hope that he doesn't get 2 research points on his next turn so that he can't play the first bribe. But everything that you buy on a concurrent turn makes everything else more expensive. So sometimes it's better to space out your research too, and other times it's smart to rush it. I'm just going to rush the first bribe. So there it is. We've got the advantage as far as that's concerned. So I'm going to take the first bribe, and then for 2 research, I can get the gang. I'm going to get a gang. Now I'm going to use her to scout down here. That's an assassination target. I'm going to get her to look over here. We got an assassination target right there, and then I'm going to have her burgle with the rest of that turn. That's only going to give us 1 coin, so it was kind of a booby play. But it is what it is. I'm going to send him over to attack this enemy right here so that he levels up. Every time he gets a kill, he levels up. So you always want to make sure that he gets a kill. I'm going to raise his damage so that he's better at killing them all. And then from there, we've got enough right now to get another urchin out, but I think I'm going to wait on that and just hold my cash in escrow. It asked me if I wanted to submit my turn. That sort of implies that there's something left I can do, but I think it's just the urchin, so yeah, I'm going to submit. We've got the first victory point, so that's good. At least we're, like, moving and stuff is happening. We've got 3 research. We don't know what Lygrave is doing right now. I'm going to assume that something is happening. I think he is running a thug right now. This is a pretty big map, so I don't think we're going to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe very soon. I think we've got a little bit of time to deal with that. I'm going to send him over to deal with this guy. So there it is. Whack that guardsman. My guess is that we have to get rid of the guard tower before we can go into there, but that would be one of those mechanics that's new. They just implemented it to the game, so I suppose I'll figure that out as we go. I'm going to increase it so that he gets another damage. Let's keep him nice and damaging. From there, other things we can do. I can research and make it so that she can stab a guy. That might be a good idea. I can also increase our research even further so that we're getting tons of research per turn. That will allow us to win the bribe game pretty rapidly. But other than that, I don't know if it's a wise idea. We can also get after, if we can get further down the tree, I think we can burgle art or something like that. Do we have any art on our map right now? We do. We have art right there, I think. Yeah, I think art is in that top building right there. And if we can steal art, that'll give us 4 coins instead of the normal requisite 2. I don't know what a good choice is right now, because there's a couple different ways we can play this, but I'm just going to pick one. So I'm going to buy the dagger so that she can assassinate. We are going to attack that guard right there. That gave us a coin, which is pretty sweet. I do like coins. And then I think I'm going to use the remainder of her turn to scout this little area right here. And I think that is by and large going to be all we can accomplish for right now. We're sitting on 5 coins. He's at 4 and 4, so he's definitely going to be increasing his research tree at some point. We need to find a way to make money. Right now, the makeshift way I can make money is by leveling him up so that when he whacks stuff, he gets more coins. So you can get like 4 coins per turn for everybody that he kills. But that's going to be a situation that's a little bit further out than what I want to do right now. There's nothing else I can buy, so yeah, let's just go. I got a feeling I'm going to lose this game just because we're a little bit ahead right now, but I'd like to be a lot more ahead. I don't know what he's doing over here either, and I don't like it when I don't have visibility. And so, like, he's doing something. Our assassination target moved over to there. He's infiltrating businesses all over this side, which is going to be a thing to deal with. We're probably going to go head-to-head with each other pretty soon. I need to use her for scouting for right now. So you scout over here. Tell me what that is. That looks like it is a church over here. So go ahead and burgle the church. I don't really have time for anything else at the moment. That did give us some cash, so we'll be able to infiltrate that. Churches are good for earning money and also getting blackmail. And so that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do with it. We'll attack this guy over here. He'll go down. That'll give us our final level up for attack. I love the way, by the way, the little characters change as they level up. Like, he gets a new weapon whenever you upgrade his damage. Whenever you upgrade the amount of money he makes, his hat gets fancier. And whenever you upgrade his eviction bonuses, I think he gets like some, I don't know. He does something for that, but I haven't spotted what it is just yet. But the characters change as you level him up, and I like that about it. Now that he's leveled up, we should be able to do the assassination contract on the next turn too, assuming that she holds still right there and doesn't run around all over the place. Our enemy will more than likely start playing truancy agents against us pretty soon. They kick all of your little guys out of these places, all of your little children. They come pick them all up. And so we probably want to play booby traps pretty soon. But the other part is, ooh, I can get a 2 damage attack, or I can get burgled building money. Let's get thugs for now. What thugs do for you, I think he's going after the second bribe is my guess. What thugs do is you can add them, so you can use them to either block a road, so if there's a thug in the way, you can't travel on that road until you kill the thug, or you can integrate a thug into a gang, and when you do that, your gang gets more HP, and I don't want my gang to get one-shotted, so I'm going to start putting thugs into the gang because I think it's going to make us a little bit stronger. I would like him, ideally, to have 5 HP. That would be what I'd be going for right now. That is going to be an expensive investment, but it'll mean that he won't get one-shotted by the enemy's gang, even if he's at maximum damage. And if the enemy decides to attack us over and over and over again, he's at least wasting his turn wiping out one of our units, which wasting an opponent's turn is an interesting way to set things forward. I mean, it's debatable whether or not that's an efficient way to go about your business, but you know, no complaints from me. Yeah, his thug's over here. I need to find his thug and kill it before he kills mine. That's the part that I'm slightly worried about. We're going to run the assassination contract on this turn, I think. And so we'll go over here. We'll scout this. There she is. We're going to take our thug. We're going to assassinate her. So there it is. That's going to give us a skull. So that's going to fill out our victory points right there, which is great. We definitely want more victory points. I'm going to upgrade his gold per kill so that when he's killing people, he earns a little bit more money. From there, we are going to... We're going to burgle. Burgledy drop into your house spot. You thought that was your goal? Well, I'm afraid not. Alright, so we'll burgle over to here. A little bit more cash. Maybe he's not going after the next blackmail. I don't know. We've got a little bit of cash, though, but if I can fill out my victory points, I'd feel better about where we're at in the game right now. Give me an urchin, and I'm going to infiltrate this church over here before it's too late, just to start getting us some per-turn gold. And then if we can get 3 urchins into there, that'll allow us yet another victory point. He's up to something, though. The AI never gets this far behind, so he's up to something. Like, I've got this horrible feeling that on one turn, he's just going to drop, like, a whole bunch of victory points, because it's happened to me before, and it makes me paranoid. I don't know how much HP I can put on this guy. Oh, 5 is the maximum. Okay, well, we learned that then. I'm going to put a thug over here then, just to mess with this guy and make him kind of move around a little bit more. I already bought the thug, so I kind of have to. And then I'm going to skip my turn on research to get gold, maybe? No, I'm not going to skip my turn on research. Yes, I am, because I'm going to take that other victory point. I'm going to skip my turn right now. The sources that he can get victory points from are kind of drying up. The game is very moist at the beginning, and it's not moist right now, so I'm going to put another urchin in over here, although I do get the feeling he's going to run a truancy agent on me pretty soon, and then we'll bypass our turn. Back to base with our super awesome bandana. There's our research coming through, so we're up to 8 right now, which is great. If I can get 2 more in there, we'd have 4 per turn, which is frankly an absurd amount of research. He's doing something over here. He's taken over his corner of the map, no problem. He just killed my guard, which is fine. I can live with that. It's not that upsetting. I need to find his thug, though. If I can't find his thug, that's a problem for me. And so let's have a look around and see if we can find this thug. So there's his thug right there. What we want to do now is we want to kill his thug. So let's kill his thug so that he can't fight back against me. So there it is. We have the offensive. The only way he can defeat my thug now is, or I'm sorry, by defeating my gang, is he can hire an assassin. That's pretty much, an assassin's cost like 8 gold. So it's really not a great plan. It looks like you can infiltrate these. So I'm going to try that mechanic out very rapidly. So I've got a guard right here. Oh, look at that. I could put him in right there. I wonder what that does for me. That's got to do something. I wonder if it does something cool. I bet it does something cool. I'm going to burgle this estate over here. Actually, no, I'm not going to burgle that estate. I'm going to... Yes, I am going to burgle that estate, actually. I'll take that. I will take Safecracker, because I am a very safe cracker. We can get a second gang if we do that one down there, which is all kinds of crazy. We should get some decent money from this. And so we've... Oh, it's got a guard on it. Never mind. Okay, that's a little upsetting. I'll do it on the next turn then. No biggie. No biggie. I will steal your things later. No sweat off of my back. And I have a particularly sweaty back because it's hot as hell where I live right now. My back is super sweaty at the moment. It is beyond the pale of sweaty. So there's Liegrave right there. We know that he's scouted our territory at this point, which means he's going to actively be making attacks against us pretty soon. He's also getting pretty good research, so I think it's time for us to run maybe a little bit of interference against him. Don't scout that. Instead, I would like you to... No. I'm going to have my thug attack right here, because he gets us a bunch of gold for attacking right there. And so there it is. 3 gold coins for that. That's a much more efficient use of our time. We'll fill that out so he gets even more gold. I'm going to have her burgle that location for even more cash. There it is. So 3 coins. Very nice. And then we're going to use her to scout from now on. I'm going to scout down this way. And then I'm also going to scout down that way. It looks like we've just got a bunch of guards over here. That's good because that's cash fodder for my gang. And so we'll start whacking people over on this side pretty soon. Other than that, let me get another urchin. We'll play that victory point right there. Because once you get the victory point from a location... That's it. You've got the victory point. And so there it is. We've leveled up the church. Got a victory point from that side. Other things that I can conceivably do. I've got 4 research at the moment. I could do expert scout, which means our thief gets an extra action. That's pretty good. Or we could save up for next turn to get the next bribe, which will fill out our victory points and make it so that we're in pretty solid shape there. We could also take charity, and that'll help us future-proof with resources. I'm going to go with extra scout, because I think the ability to scout and get his territory all filled out so I can start hitting him back is a good idea. Other than that, I can't scout right there, but I would like to scout Let's scout one of his businesses over on this side, because I think it's time for us to start hitting him. So he's got the poison cauldron right there. It's an orphanage. That's how he's spamming out so many orphans. He can spawn orphans for like 1 gold apiece because he owns an orphanage. So that's what you got to watch out for right there. It does look like he started with more resources on his side of the map, kind of. I guess I focused more on my end than he focused on picking stuff up. I focused on oh, there's another assassination contract right there too. That'll be good. I'm not going to take the next bribe then. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'll have him evict some urchins next turn and start actually like hitting them back. Research is looking good. I think with our lanterns that we currently have at the moment, I do think we're ahead of our opponent at the moment. So there's our assassination contract. We'll have to... I knew he was going to run an assassin on me. He spent a bunch of gold on that turn and I saw it. He spent a ton of gold on that turn. That's fine. I'll whack his dude for free on the next turn. Oh, really? He left him exposed. Okay. Weak, because I was going to use that unit to attack their orphanages. Alright, this guy wants to play it dire and nasty. Then I guess we'll play dire and nasty. I suppose we did something right there. I don't know exactly. Occupy all active guard towers to gain access to the palace. Oh. Okay, so that makes sense. Gotcha. It says what it does right there. Probably could have seen that. Damn, I was going to assassinate him on the next turn. That causes me problems. What's right here? Okay. We have some options. Not a lot, but we have some. I gotta send a gang over there to evict people. I'm gonna get a truancy officer. I don't have 5, never mind. Can't do that for right now. God, we have problems. Alright, I'm gonna go with the gold on this turn. And now that I have gold, I gotta get a gang back up and running, because if I don't have one, I'm at a disadvantage. However, his gang's already dealing 2 damage, so I don't know if I can leave my gang exposed over on this side. Sure. So I'll take him over to here. We'll up his damage. Once we've upped his damage, I will... There was no art inside of there, by the way. It looks like there's a gemstone in there, and so I messed that up by using my research on it. Just a little thing that I noticed. I'm gonna spawn 2 of these guys, and I'm gonna force him to run whatever he can against me. I mean, I've got to make sure that my gang survives and his gang dies. And so there it is. I'm gonna run her over here to whack him. I'm going to scout this road right here. I'm going to scout this road right here. That puts us in a bit of a bad financial situation. My guess is that he's going to try and kick my orphans out over here, but I can't guarantee that's what's going to happen just yet. But this is where the game starts to heat up. This is where it starts to get interesting, where both sides are now running into each other. The 2 cartels are actually competing. The early game is a lot less stressful, and it's more about resource management. At this point, it's about picking where you want to hit and what you want to do in order to make things happen. So what's going to happen on this side? We've got a guard over there. He's going to burgle a house on our side, which is kind of strange. I wonder why he's doing that. Oh, really? You can evict with an urchin. I had no idea. Oh, that's the bonus you get for the 3 cottages. That's what it is. If you've got the 3 orphans inside the orphanage, you can run that. I forgot about that. So your orphans become makeshift gangs. I forgot about that. Yep, that's one of those things that kind of sucks, but I'm going to kill his gang real fast because I don't have a choice. That's his primary damage dealer right now, so it's got to go. And then we'll raise his damage so that assassinations are an option again. I have the money for a truancy officer. I'm going to do it because I get a free one when I do that. I'm going to run that on his orphanage. Hopefully he doesn't have it bombed. Ah, he did. Okay, there's no way to know that there's a bomb on a location, by the way. In case you were wondering, there's a unit called the Saboteur, and he can put a bomb on your location so that if anybody tries to attack it, it blows them up and stuns them for a turn. It's just a thing you can do. One of the big things I feel like is missing from the game is that there's no way to scan for a bomb, as far as I know. There's no unit that sniffs out bombs, there's no anything like that, and so I'm hoping they add something like that later on. Jesus, there is way too much law enforcement on this map. It is making my job very difficult. I'm going to burgle like crazy on this turn, I guess, then, and get a little bit more cash, I suppose. So let's go ahead and do that, just so we have a little bit of pocket change. Little bit of cash. I'm going to run I need to get a saboteur up on the next turn, I think is my... I have to put another urchin inside here to get my bonus back, so we'll do that very rapidly. So now we've got 2. And we get our stuff at the end of our turn, so if you recapture it, it's not that big of a deal. He's going to get assassinated on this turn, I guarantee you, 100%, because he's too valuable of a unit to leave out. He costs like 7 gold or something like that. He's basically a nuclear bomb option for when your opponent is taking over the map, and you kind of want to make that happen. Luckily, he doesn't have anybody to do... He lost one of his guards, so yeah, there's the assassination right there. I guaranteed you that was going to happen. He just spent 5 gold on something, which was probably an assassin, would be my guess. Oh, Lord. He's further down the research tree than I thought he was. He's evicting my children. Somehow he managed to do that. I got to keep whacking his gangs. It's okay, I'll kill his gang on the next turn. It's no biggie. I do need to start digging him out of some of these holes, though. If I don't, we're gonna have problems if I don't. Let's go ahead and I'm going to whack his game. The problem is that I'm playing pure defense right now. He's making too much money. He's got too many resources, and so I can't go on offense. We're gonna give him an extra damage, so there it is. I am going to spend this turn already burgled. These are only gonna give 1 though. I will scout to his side, I guess. I'm going to spend my research on a 2 damage dagger so I can start killing off law enforcement. So we'll get rid of him. There we go. I wanted to see what's right here too, so we've got another cop right there. And then I'm trying to get into his territory now before this gets too rowdy. But yeah, in a bit of a bad situation at the moment. In a bit of a bad situation. Could be better. Could most assuredly be better. I'll probably start running evictions on the next turn to kind of mess with his ability to take care of me, but I mean, that's about all I can do. If I've got 6 gold, he hit my trading house again, so he's draining my resources there too. With 2 research, I don't think there's much that I can do with that. So I think that's basically our turn. Let's wait and see what he does, but I think this is going to be a losing board. In all honesty, I think I've played this... The first turn, I think, is what got us, because I didn't have enough gold to do the things I wanted to do, because I didn't realize we already had a trade house right underneath us. And so I'm not going to blame the whole game on that, but I'm going to kind of blame it. So he's going to burgle. I've got to get rid of that bonus where he can use those to evict my urchins. Like, I have to. Ugh, and he put a guard right there, too, which is what I was kind of worried about. He dealt damage to that guy right there, which means I can snipe an assassination if I really want to. So there's Father Whipple in exactly the spot where I don't want him to be because he's blocked the road now. Man, this game's conspiring right now. I was going to hit that right there, but I can't when he's in front of it. And that was completely random, and so that really screwed up this turn for me. Alright, well, let's see what this is over here. So he's got a Strange Fellows Club right there. Give me my gang. We're going to evict some urchins. Hopefully there's no bomb on it. But he can run bombs like every single turn, so... We evicted an urchin, so that's going to get rid of his urchin bonus. I'm going to give him eviction skills so that he's better at evicting little kids from locations. And I could have done the assassination, but right now I don't think that that's a smart idea. I'm going to scout this over here just to see what we've got. 2 more law enforcement. Okay. And then I'm going to scout over here. Oh, I can't actually. I've got to go all the way around the horn to get that done. Damn. All right, we'll just burgle then. I could use the cash anyways. There it is. So with the 9 cash, obviously I need an urchin to get this back up and running so that we get our research every single turn. From there, how do I want to run this? I think I'm going to, in my research menu, I could take Master Scout on the next turn, but I don't really think that's going to be that helpful. I could take Gang on the next turn so I can get a second Gang. That would actually be pretty nice considering the strategy he's trying to run on me. So give me gold for right now, and on the next turn, I'll get a second gang, and we'll run 2 gangs, and what we'll do is we'll scout these, and we'll just start hitting his locations super hard, just evicting multiple urchins per turn, and just starting to uproot his power base so that he can't earn money or anything anymore. He will more than likely put a new urchin right there, would be my guess. We know that it's not trapped, so technically I could take a truancy officer and evict the rest of them, but he could do it on the next turn, assuming that it doesn't get booby-trapped. He's just a sizable, like, that's like all my money gone right there, is the problem that I have with it. And instead, what I could do is I could run that right there, and we could take this second trade house fully, and that would allow me to get 4 research per turn, which I think will let us go down the tree and get some new tools. But my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here. This game is called Antihero. I'll probably finish up this board in the next episode, but you can get the game down below on Steam. It's a pretty cool little strategy game that I think you're going to like if you're into this kind of stuff, if you're a board game fan, or if you just enjoy games that are actually pretty cerebral. You can play this online against other players, too. And actually, I find that other players aren't as good as the AI is. The other players can be crafty sometimes, but I find that the AI is actually quite a bit nastier. I'll see y'all next time. Hi to everybody.